DxO has just launched a new version of their PureRAW software. This time it's version 4. Let's look what's new and how does it compare to the older version. Hi, it's Peter here, and we have to start with the disclaimer. This review and test is based on PureRAW 4 beta version. I got the beta version about a week ago for testing and making this video. However, DxO did not tell me to do this video, nor have they seen it before, so everything I say is based on my experience with DxO PureRAW 4 for a week now and for a few years with PureRAW software altogether. I've been using it since version 1, so it's been part of my workflow. So I was very excited that I had the chance to test PureRAW 4 before it's launched. But let's start what is new. I think one of the biggest things which we start at first is the real-time preview. Before you weren't able to see what the different stuff affected or the different tools affected after processing the image. Now you can see in real time what happens when you change the different tool parameters. But at least on this beta version you need to press this to refresh so that you see what has happening. And of course you have this slider in the middle where you can compare the image before and after. I think this is a very big update and something that PureRAW 3 already should have had, but I'm glad it's now. Advanced batch renaming. Yes, now you can batch rename your images. If you have several images to process, you have to put them in the queue, you can process the images at the same time, and you can also rename the images. And of course, you can rename if you process only one image at a time. And there are, these tokens, and then you can add some text to the image, your name or whatever you want to add to it, and then some parameters, which includes numbers and dates and stuff like that. Very handy if you use it for batch processing. And then there is this widget workflow, which means that the software detects that you're putting a memory card into your computer and it automatically opens the software and start processing the images. This is a really handy tool if you're event photographer, wedding photographer, and shoot a lot of low light stuff and you need to do some noise reduction. And of course, the optic modules also fix the image even though you're not using higher ISO. So it works on low ISO images too because it, fixes the image quality. And this might be a lot faster workflow for you. Myself won't be using that widget that much because my shooting is I go out and shoot street photographs, come up with like 50 or 40 images, and then I don't need that stuff because I won't be, editing all the images. I will pick a couple of images and edit those and that's it. And maybe come back later to other images, but never do I, edit all the images. And as you see from these 3 first new things, DxO has been working to improve the workflow. And I think this is very clever. The workflow is so important because that keeps us organized, things gets done, and the whole process of image editing and all that, it's not a mess. We know what we're doing, and having a constant workflow makes everything easier. We have more time to photograph or do something else than hassling on our computer and think where all the images are, what the names are, and what and whatnot. It's a big hassle if your workflow is a mess. So this software will help on that. But of course, if this is not your workflow, then you have to figure out how your workflow goes with this software. And is there any improvement in image quality? This is always a good and important question. Of course, workflow is important, but if the end results are better, that's even a better improvement or better software. They have a new noise reduction algorithm, DPrime XD2, and then the lens softness tool has been improved. That's what they say. Let's compare the results with the previous version, PureRAW 3, and see if the new one is better. I think this image works quite well on this test. This is almost straight out of my Ricoh GR3X. The only thing is that I corrected on this image was the white balance. It has a lot of details, colors, dark areas, skin tones, and mixed lighting. Okay, here we have the version from or the corrected version from PureRAW 3. And this one is from PureRAW 4. At 100%, we barely see any difference. But if we go to roughly 200, then we start seeing differences. PureRAW 3 version has a lot more artifacts. So PureRAW 4 is a cleaner image when it comes to artifacts. Noise reduction, I wouldn't say that much difference, but of course the artifacts comes from the noise reduction. So this works quite well. And the challenge with this type of software nowadays is that it is really, really hard to make giant leaps in image quality because like on this one, PureRAW 3 was so good that the PureRAW 4, the difference isn't that big. The biggest differences are in the workflow, which is also important. So I think DxO has done a good job on concentrating on the workflow because PureRAW 3 was very good and this is slightly better. But of course, the difference isn't really that big. And I will make some more content when I get to use the release version. This, as I said, this is a beta version, but when the software is out, which is today, right now, I will test and see how good it is against, for example, Topaz Photo AI and also with different types of images to see what the real differences are. And what about the price? PureRAW 4 is 119 euros/dollars and 109 pounds. But if you already have PureRAW, the upgrade price is 79 euros/dollars or in pounds 69. So not a bad price for what it is. Which comes to the question, is it worth the price? In a word, yes. It can really improve your image quality because of the optic modules, which are the advance of this type of software compared to others. Because DxO has over 90,000 optic modules for different lens and camera combinations, and those are done with those actual lenses and cameras. So it can really tackle the problem of certain lens and certain camera, which is better than just generic AI, which other softwares use. And what's good, they update these modules once a month. So every month there will be new cameras, new lenses introduced. And I will put a link in the description where they explain the whole process, how that lens module thing works and how do they make them. It's really an interesting blog post on their website. Go check that out after you watch this video. But there is one downside on PureRAW 4, and that is, or PureRAW in general, that is that it works only on RAW images. It cannot process JPEG images. So if you are photographing JPEGs, then this software is not for you. Use other software if you need to enhance your images. At the moment, the results from X-trans sensors from Fuji cameras are poor. That's what they said in the affiliate briefing, that it doesn't really work with X-trans sensors yet, but there will be a fix. They did not tell us when, but there will be a fix. So if you have a Fuji X-trans sensor camera, well, keep your wallet in your pocket and come back when the fix is here. I will keep an eye on that and I will inform you and make another video about this software with X-trans sensors when it's ready. So be sure to subscribe to this channel so you won't miss that video. And hitting the bell will send you a notification when there is a new video online. So that will keep you updated on this one too, and all the other stuff that I make. If you already have Photolab 7, this will give you Deep Prime XD2 and of course the improvements in workflow. This might still be valid. But if you only need the XD2, that will eventually come to Photolab 7, or I don't know if they upgrade it to 8, I don't know. I have no idea when, but if I have to guess, I would say October maybe, because that's usually the time when they have made some major updates to Photolab software. So if you don't need it immediately, you might want to wait the Photolab to be updated in the fall. Which is, of course, as I said, I don't know if it will be updated or not. But if you want to get the DxO PureRAW 4 right now, please use the affiliate links down below. That will support my channel. But of course, you don't pay any extra. It's a win-win situation, like I always say. You get very good software and at the same time you support my free content. If you're not familiar with the workflow, which has of course slightly changed, but the basic ideas and stuff about PureRAW, here is some more content about this software. But hey, thanks for watching and bye for now.